Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Nocturnal Nerdcast. I am your host, Eric. This is Pop Culture in the Dark. It is Thursday, August 13th, 2026. We might have a Doomsday trailer tomorrow. I'm actually looking forward to that. I actually hope we get one. That would be so much fun to get the trailer that came out at Comic-Con. I've heard through the grapevine it's a much better trailer than the one we got from cinema. No, wait, from where was the first one at? I don't even remember now. But yeah, that other teaser that we got, I've heard the one at Comic-Con was so much better. So I'm hoping we get that tomorrow. We got a few things to talk about tonight. We've got the first 5 minutes of Lanterns came out. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to watch it here because I'm pretty sure a 5-minute clip would probably get the stream in trouble. But we are going to talk about that. We're going to take a look at Hal Jordan's suit. So I've heard some people commenting on that. Apparently there was a behind the scenes special for Supergirl that came out here on YouTube that has got people upset over some Lobo stuff. We're going to chat about that. What else do I have in my notes over here? Some canceled projects from the DCU. Disney's big numbers this year. Spider-Man hit a milestone. We might talk about X-Men 97's ending if Jake comes in tonight. And a few other random things. So we got a few topics tonight. Let's see. We're going to talk about the TV spot. But Maestro, I think Boba has connections within Warner Brothers. I could be wrong, but I think Warner Brothers and him, I'm not saying for certain, but a lot of times people who have like certain relationships with the studios can do things and they don't get in trouble for it. I want to give some shout outs to some channel members first. Got a few channel members in here. Naruto's in the building. Good to see you. South Texas Shark is here. Good to have you here. Amethyst. Good to see you as well. Maestro obviously is here. Good to have you here. Jose is here. Good to see you. Got a lot of you guys chatting. Shout outs from early people. Alien Superstar, Yark was here. Justin, Thanos was right. Fetman plays Dalton. One Marvel fan is in the building. Brian is here. Ira. GD Blue Wolf is here. Dull Boy. Cameron in the building. Just your casual viewers here. Nick's Stuff is here. Good to see you, Nick. Keyblade Master Jeffrey is in the building. Donovan is here. Big Jerry in the house. Good to see you, Anarin. You Do Suck. Great name, by the way. Chris is here. Tony. Naruto's got a member chat here. Power Rangers at Disney Plus is officially dead. Huh. I didn't see that today. I got all my topics together pretty early. Let's see here. Quan is here. Good to see you. Marcus in the building. Daniel says the Odyssey is doomed something China disprove. Whatever. The Odyssey's already done what it needs to do. Like, it's not really worth even going over the issues with it. Power Rangers can't catch a damn break. I'm actually going to a convention on Saturday. Superstar Anime Con. So if you are going to the Superstar Anime Con, if any of you are going to that, I will be there for a couple of hours, helping out a friend of mine. I don't know. Are you guys familiar? see. See if I can find a picture without saying it first. Is anybody familiar with, let me pull it up over here. This series. Open the image. Why is the image so tiny? There it goes. Anybody remember the show? Anybody familiar with the series? Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Anybody? I know it's not, it isn't like one of the biggest ones, but some people might remember it. I'm going to be helping a friend of mine who was in the series, who played the character Malcolm Freak. So I will be there helping him on Saturday. But I might stream while I'm there. So they have a really weird rule at the con where you can't use wearable tech to film. Like meta stuff or whatever, but I don't know about phones. I didn't see any rules about phones, so I might live stream while I'm there. Like a vertical live stream from, from the con, like in the con. So we'll see. Yeah, Cameron, I got them lined up. I just got to remember to pull them up on stream. Anyway, that's what I'll be doing on Saturday. So it should be a fun day. If you're going to be there, make sure you say hi. It is an anime con, but there are other things happening with it. So why is I'm getting lag. Hold on for a second. I don't know what's going on. This was happening earlier. My freaking computer. Won't stop lagging, so I'm going to plug it directly into the router and see if that helps. Oh, this computer, you guys, it is a nightmare. All right. Hopefully that works. Helps it out. The new computer fund is working up there. You guys are helping out, which, by the way, brings us to tonight. There is a super chat goal if you would like to contribute to it. I do have a few topics lined up if we have people show up. As in, stop in. I want to talk a little bit about this first before people get here, only because I know it's a hot topic. So there was an article that came out with the writers of Spider-Man Brand New Day. And the writers say that Jean Grey technically isn't responsible for any deaths. But you come away with the impression, certainly, that she's caused a lot of destruction and mayhem. And this seems to be an ongoing, I don't want to say fight, but like ongoing conversation between people who had an issue with Jean Grey and people who didn't. I've said, I believe that even if she didn't technically murder someone, almost certainly, based on the amount of damage that was done, people were hurt. And I do believe some people were probably killed. When the person steps in front of the car, I've heard arguments that person didn't actually die. And outside of that, we see her like control people and, do awful stuff with them. But yeah, I actually think it downplays how dangerous Jean Grey is. If they want to set Jean Grey up as an actual threat, you know what I mean? Like if this is the way they want to establish how dangerous mutants are in the MCU. Like, if that's what they want to do, I think making it so it's all property damage and no one was actually killed, that doesn't really set that up in my mind. Does that make sense? Like, we know people were hurt, but it's going to be really hard to push legislation through to go after mutants if Jean Grey is our introduction into like how bad mutants are and nobody was killed in the process. I feel like it's a tough sell to be like, we have to go after this group of people who have powers because they destroy property. Right? I feel like that's a weird, I don't know. I feel like that's a weird thing to set up mutant hate in the MCU. Oh no! They destroyed a building. Yeah, so Larry says she definitely traumatized a bunch of innocent people. I've gone through this several times. I don't want to turn this into like I don't like what they did with Jean Grey rant. Right? Like I don't want to do that. But I certainly feel like, oh gosh, how do I put this? I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and we sat down and we talked about this. And I said, based on the way the movie wrapped up, as a character, I don't know if I can forgive Jean Grey. And that's tough for me because Jean is my favorite X-Man. Like, she's my favorite character from all of the X-Men stories over all of time. Jean Grey has been my favorite character. But this version of Jean Grey, I don't know if I can forgive her, only because she doesn't seem to feel regret for what she did. You know what I mean? There wasn't a lot of regret there from her, and there was no accountability in this movie. So are we going to go back? Like, I don't think when the X-Men movie finally comes out, I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time on Jean Grey's redemption arc. You know what I mean? Like I think the movie is going to focus on establishing the X-Men, and they're certainly going to address Jean doing what she did. But I don't know how I don't know how we would actually, I don't know how we're going to actually address the accountability factor of what Jean did. So, yeah. Well, Nav, it's a movie in theaters right now. Are we not allowed to talk about movies? It's on its third week. Okay, like, I just won't talk about anything. Well, do you guys want to talk about something that's not current? What do you want to talk about? Give me a topic about something that we could talk about that doesn't make people frustrated because I'm expressing that I don't like something. Right? Like, I'm being serious. Like, I'm having an honest conversation with you guys. I feel like I come here and I talk about this, and you don't have to agree with me, but I think getting annoyed that I'm talking about it is a little weird. It's the biggest movie in the world right now. So what other thing in the movie should we talk about? Jason, give me a suggestion. What in the movie that we could talk about that is as divisive as Jean Grey? That isn't a direct result of something Jean did. I'm just curious. Like, the movie is centered around Jean Grey's actions. You can't really talk about the movie without talking about, like, the main villain of the movie. So that's the thing, is I don't want them to. So I think a lot of people misunderstand me. I don't want to have to, like, spend a bunch of time walking back the things that Jean did. I would really prefer that we didn't have to do that. So if they want to move on from it, I think that's actually the best direction to go, but it's also one that's never going to allow me to fully care about this character. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. Jean was trying to murder people to piss Spider-Man off. We just have to accept that. Like that was the case. You know what I mean? And like, yes, that was the point of her in the movie, but it's something that you have to reconcile with. You know what I mean? But Serenity, I'm talking about new thoughts on it. I've seen the movie 3 times now. I think the truth is that most people don't want to hear me criticize it. Is that's like, be honest with me, guys. How many people in the chat right now that like this movie don't mind that people have a difference of opinion? You just don't want to talk about it because you liked it and you don't want to hear someone criticize it. You can be honest. Just say, I like the movie and I don't want to hear criticism about Jean Grey, because that's really what it boils down to. I'm over here supporting movies a lot of times when people are putting them up against the wall. Right? Supergirl was one of those movies that I was pushing hard for. Even when I went and saw it, and afterwards, when I was disappointed with it, I still supported it. And I've said this movie is like an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. So I think it's a little weird that people give me pushback because I don't necessarily like what they're doing with Jean Grey. You know what I mean? And again, I don't think it ruins the movie. I've said this, and I'm going to say it again. I think what they did with Jean Grey in Spider-Man Brand New Day works for the movie. Right? It worked in the movie. Sadie Sink did a great job. The story in the movie worked the way it was intended. That is not something I have a problem with. I simply said, I don't think I will ever be able to forgive this version of Jean Grey. So, Serenity, this news just came out. This is quite literally from today. This quote is from today. How could I have a conversation about what the writers intended if I didn't know what the writers intended with her? Like, this is a quote from, it's literally current news. Is it not? Tell me, am I wrong? I'll take the L. It's quite literally news from today. So is it wrong for me to go, oh, this is a update to a story. Let's revisit it to see how this current news stands up to my opinion of the movie? I'm just curious. Like, I don't know what to say. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. This isn't even the main topic. I thought it was just simply interesting to like get into at the beginning. We've got like 10 things to talk about. Aaron says, Eric, isn't one of the Jean Grey is evil? Isn't one of the Jean Grey is an evil murderer type person? What are you asking? Just pulling up some stuff quick. Are you talking about disgusting fish? Disgusting fish. That's hilarious. Hold on. Oh, are you talking about with the Phoenix, Dark Phoenix stuff? I mean, that's a different story, though. So I appreciate the support, guys. We're just having a conversation. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm talking to you guys like I would talk to my friends. Right? We're all here having a good time. I would do the same thing to my friends if they were like, why are you talking about this? Well, because the quote is from today. So I'm talking about it. I couldn't have talked about this last week because we didn't have this news last week. The Phoenix, Dark Phoenix thing is different for me because up until the point that we get Dark Phoenix, Jean had been a very selfless hero. Like the entire reason we get to Phoenix is because Jean sacrifices herself to save everybody. Like that's how we get to that point. So to start out with a version of Jean that's willing to sacrifice other people with as collateral damage, to me, it's a departure from the Jean Grey that I like. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be a good version of Jean Grey or that they don't have a plan for this character or they don't have a story for this character moving forward. That's the parallels to this for me. So I'm looking back at like what I read when I was growing up, and we have yet to get that version of Jean. So I'm a little disappointed, as I've said previously, that we're not going to get that Jean. And then when they come out with something like this and say that she didn't kill anybody, or she didn't technically kill anybody, I don't believe this statement. Yes, if we don't see it on screen, there's no actual proof that she did it. But when somebody like Jean goes full on, like, telepathic bubble with people and holds them against their will. If you're driving a car and she all of a sudden freezes you, but the car keeps moving, you might hit somebody. Somebody might get hurt. I wish they would just admit that. That's the part that frustrates me. Just admit it. Right. I don't think, like Anarin, I don't think she murdered anybody, right? There's a difference. I don't think she murdered anyone. Like, I don't think she intentionally tried to kill anybody on purpose, except for the two people with Spider-Man, right? I think that you could argue that. And the woman in the tank. So there's 3 people maybe. But if we're talking about just that many people in the city, I don't believe that there was no harm done. Like, imagine if she didn't kill somebody, but someone is paralyzed for the rest of their life. Does that make it okay? That's the point. Make it a threat. Say she killed people. Fair enough. I would respect them more if they just admitted it. I would respect them more if they're like, yeah, she was dangerous and she hurt people and the intention was to set up the mutant threat in the MCU. I'd be like, okay. Like, I would respect that. But I think the idea that this is them trying to, like, paint her in a different way, in my opinion. Oh, 2 shows in a row? Paigey has arrived. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Oh, lol. Yeah, like I wasn't doing the thing I was doing before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, was just going to shoot me up.
But Jason, look, I'm not, like, you're arguing intent, right? Like, did she intend to do something? I'm not saying she intended to do it. I'm saying that it's possible that she could have. Right? Like, you saw the movie, right, with Jean Grey. Right? You saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, May.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the writers say she didn't kill anybody. I'm saying I find that hard to believe. Like, at the end of the movie, when she, like, puts her bubble out over the city, I don't think that I'm not saying that she didn't, like, she didn't murder anybody in that moment, but could somebody have died or have been severely hurt? Yeah. And I actually think that makes it even more serious to me. So when the writers came out and she said she didn't technically, they used the word technically, she didn't technically kill anybody. I feel like that's them saying that somebody might have been killed, but it wasn't directly because of her. Right.
Well, I mean, that dude got smashed by the car, whatever it was.
That's what I've said, but they keep saying, well, he's in the end credit scene. I'm like, he's a 60-year-old man that got hit by a car at full speed. I at the very least, he's been paralyzed from the waist down. I mean,
yeah.
I think he is sitting down in the scene when we see him at the end credits, but I could be wrong. Um, but yeah, this is the kind of stuff where I feel like they're trying to set up how mutants are a threat to people, but then saying she didn't kill anybody. So I'm like, what are they going to be like? She did property damage. Mutants destroyed my bodega, so legislation to ban them from everything. Like I feel like there has to be some, elevation to
Well,
the threat level.
how are they going to do it in the MCU with like the fear of mutants and everything like that? Like, how
When
do you think
everybody
they're
else
going?
has powers, yeah, it's going to be weird.
Do you think they're going to have to do it where it's like, because I guess like kids, maybe like a
Well,
eight,
yeah, because in the
that's where
movie,
the fear comes
their
from.
parents got rid of them because they had powers, right? Wasn't that why they were on the street? Because their parents
Or
didn't
they
want them or something.
wasn't it? Yeah, I know. Was it? Didn't they? Wasn't it like insinuated as like a single mum or something like that? And the
Yeah,
mum didn't. I don't know, but I'm just intrigued to see how they do it, like the whole
yeah. I think they're
mutant
going to set it
divide.
up that kids with powers are dangerous because they are kids, right? So they're so young and they
I mean,
can
that's
hurt
why
people with their powers.
the Xavier Academy is like this central figure, I
Yeah,
guess, because it's this like home for them to go to.
yeah. But this was their moment to establish that because she's young in the movie, like she's supposed to be between 16 and 18. So if she would have actually killed someone, then I can see the next movie where they're like, and they've killed people, like
Hmm.
I could see that, but I don't know. Maybe they'll do something like that. I don't know. I have no clue. But I want to move on. I just thought it was an interesting quote to say she didn't technically kill anybody, and I'm like, oh,
Well, and I was gonna say like
uh,
anurin,
mhm.
anurin. I don't know how you pronounce it. Like I don't even necessarily has to be like an allegory for like queer children or queer teens or whatever it is. I think it's just like difference of opinion and stuff because you hear about it now where like there's even like political opinions and stuff like that. It's like, oh well,
Yeah,
you're not allowed in this house, and they might be 15 years old and they get kicked out in the street.
yeah. I think it's
You're
really
muted.
interesting. I'm muted.
Wait, am I muted? Yeah, I can't hear you.
Hello.
Wait, am I? No, my. Am I sweet or is Eric?
Chat,
I'd
can you
like to
hear me
think
or can you
because I
not
can hear
hear
the
me?
background music.
They
You
can
can hear
both hear
both.
me.
I can
Yeah.
hear. I can't hear Eric. I can hear the background music.
So what the fuck?
Hold on. Maybe I need to. So no background music, but they can hear you, but I can only hear the background music.
He'll be back. We're gonna talk Green Lantern after this. As soon as he gets back. Oh god. Okay, he's back. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. That's weird.
All I could hear before was the background music.
That's how does that even happen?
I don't know. Something you did,
Um
obviously.
yeah, totally. I want to talk about did you see the first 5 minutes of Lantern Jet?
Yeah, like the. Is it meant to be the first 5 minutes or is it just a.
That's what it was called on the thing when I clicked on it.
Oh,
First
okay.
five
Yeah, I saw
minutes
the
or
clip. I
whatever.
saw the 5 minute clip. I didn't realize it was meant to be the first
We're not
five
going
minutes.
to watch the clip because even though Boba got away with it, I was telling the chat he's probably got a connection at Warner Brothers, so they're okay with him doing it. I'm not. I'm not going to do it. So we'll skip that, but we will talk about it. So actually, I'll go ahead and recap the thing. But first, actually, we got a couple super chats. Let's do this. 499 super chat from Staggervore says John Campio made an informative video with all the reasons why Paramount Warner Brother merger is illegal. I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I've said this before, and I was saying it before everybody else was saying it. It's just it's a bad deal. I mean, just the fact that they're trying to commit to 30 movies a year. Good luck. That means you're putting out like 2.5 movies every month.
Yeah. I think my big thing with the reason that's going to happen is that isn't it like not going through court until like next year or something?
March of next year is the court date, and then they in America. Did you lose my audio again? Or can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, my mic did something weird. But in the United States court system, you can appeal. Both parties can appeal. So if the judge rules in favor of Paramount, the states will appeal, and if the judge rules in favor of the states, Paramount will appeal, and that takes 2 or 3 months. So we're talking like mid to late summer of 2027 before anything even happens. And at that point, they've had to pay. Paramount has had to pay Warner Brothers $7 million a day every day.
Yeah. So they're probably end up paying
And
like what, borderline
1.5
billion?
billion. Yeah,
Oh, over a billion.
Yeah, 1.5 billion.
Mental.
So, and if this thing doesn't work out, then David Zaslav, the savvy businessman he is, he can opt out of it and take like I think it's like $7 billion from them. So they would make like $8 billion from walking away from this deal.
Yeah.
So, and they don't have to do anything. So
just sit there and wait out the clock.
Yeah. Amethyst with the 199 super chat. Thank you, Amethyst. I appreciate you supporting the show. Good to see you. Cody here says $5 super chat says the whole merger is preventing shows from being greenlit and going forward. That's a problem. Yeah, so there's a lot of people. You know what? Before we talk about Green Lanterns, let's talk about this. Paige, you sent it to me and I saw it yesterday, right after we had our conversation on Tuesday about upcoming DC stuff. I said until it's actually in production, they could just say no and not do it. And so what happened the very next day is we find out that Waller and Paradise Lost are not going to be moving forward.
Yeah.
And Paradise Lost was one of the shows I even brought up. I even mentioned that one. That was one of the ones that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy to me that happened. But here's the thing. It's not just DC stuff. Other HBO shows are either getting told no after they were picked up or they're not moving forward beyond the pilot phase. Because there's a show also, I think Lance talked about it. Shout out to Lance, by the way. There was a show, some police show on, and Darren's here. Darren might know what show I'm talking about. What's up, Darren?
Hello.
What's that police show that HBO's not moving forward with? Do you know what it's called?
I don't know what it's called, but it was supposed to be the pit equivalent to like police
Right.
officers. So like each episode was like an hour of like a 24-hour workday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff isn't, and this, I am fully under the assumption that we will not see shows get greenlit, new shows get greenlit until this court stuff is over with.
Yeah.
So we're talking like late 2027, like stuff that's already out that's going to get seasons, like they can keep greenlighting seasons, but I think new properties, brand new shows, we won't see anything like that until, because we have Harry Potter, so we have Lanterns now, then we have Harry Potter at the end of the year on HBO, and then we're going to see some of the other shows come back at the beginning of the year next year. They don't have a reason to greenlight any of their Sunday night like high profile shows for a while. They can just run on their sequels. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We know we're getting another season of House of the Dragon. So they're good. But now we know, and Darren, I don't know if you were here when I talked about it, but I said, we just talked about this on Tuesday when I said that they're going to punish people for like underperforming properties. And so Waller gets canned, Paradise Lost gets canned. Wonder Woman is still supposedly in the works, but that's a movie. So that's a different thing. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I've been talking on my show about this, but with like my Avengers, because we've been like, they're about to air the final episode. They have not been picked up for season 4 yet. Apparently, James Gunn is on board. So why aren't they doing it? It's like they might not be allowed to. They might be in limbo.
Animation is also one of those things where if you don't do it soon, you're waiting like 3 years for a season.
Yeah, it's tough.
Cameron has a comment here. It says here, Entertainment Weekly came out with an article before Variety article misconstrued what Waller and Paradise Lost still in development, but not an HBO. That to me, it's the same difference though. Like if they're just talking about doing a show and it's not a priority, that means it's basically not going to happen.
Well, it's also the thing where wasn't Waller meant to be literally direct fallout from Peacemaker season 1?
Yeah.
And now we're closer to a decade removed from it than it being straight after that. Like, at what point? You're like, okay, I think we're a bit far, past it now.
Yeah, I feel like at this point we kind of have to take any of those original announcements we haven't got updates on as pretty much canceled. So like Swamp Thing, Waller, Booster Gold, Paradise Lost.
I saw a tweet this morning or yesterday or something. It was like it had the screenshot of those things. It was like, how far away are we all from accepting that this was just a ploy for the shareholders and this wasn't actually a proper
that's
plan.
another thing. Hold that thought, Paigey, because I do have something to add to that. But Jake has arrived. So what is up, Jake?
Not too much.
We're talking about the non-prioritized, possibly canceled DCU shows with Waller and Paradise Lost. So
you mean the stuff that they threw together for that Slate announcement just to go with the image that they had something?
Yes. Now this is my thought, right? When Paramount put together that slate to look good for shareholders, it drove Warner Brothers stock way up right before Paramount came in to pay for it, which is why we had a little bidding war going on between like Netflix and Paramount. And at that point, Paramount was already overpaying per share for the stock. And people were like, why are you overpaying for this? The company wasn't making money at that point. But now we've had 2 years of Warner Brothers making money again, making good properties with the exception of Supergirl, making good things that are making money and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about the quality. I'm talking strictly about financial.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. So making money for the studio. And now David Zaslav has been selling the stock because guess what? That price is going down now, making that Paramount bid way above what their stock level is going to be by the time we get to March of 2027.
Anyone else hearing an echo from Eric? Or is it just me hearing it?
I hear it. I don't know if it's from Eric, but I hear something.
You hear it now?
No, it's good now. I could just hear like stuff you were saying like while you were already talking, and it sounded like stereo.
I was saying I couldn't hear it at all.
I think
it's probably Paigey. Is it Paigey?
I don't know. It might be me. I have no fucking clue.
Paigey's like, I don't know. My technology is all different for me. Jose here, member for 18 months, says Paigey coming back to streaming with Eric is the gift that keeps giving. King is back. Oh, Paigey's getting the crown. Back-to-back streams. Miss Paigey being grateful. Well, Paigey said he's going to start making one video a day, 30-minute videos about the DCU on his channel. So
no, it would just be fucking. Is James Gunn fired yet? Part 1. What was the thing? What was it? Ray Fisher updates. What was that? Thing?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
What was the other one?
What the Ray Fisher? Oh, Jonathan Majors.
Oh.
That was the other one. Yeah, Ray Fisher.
Wait, did you do a reaction to his Daily Wire trailer or?
We have not, but I don't even want to because I've heard it's really bad. So I don't know. But all right. You
don't think it's gonna sell with the star power?
If I get a $20 super chat that says watch that trailer, I'll watch it.
Oh God.
But only if I get $20 that says watch the Jonathan Majors trailer, we will give it a watch. I do want to talk a little bit about the Green Lantern, the first 5 minutes of that Green Lantern series. Has everybody watched it yet?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give a summary of what happens. So we start out in 1996. Jon Stewart is watching TV, watching a news interview with Hal Jordan. Hal's speaking about what it takes to wear the Green Lantern ring, emphasizing the primary requirement is the ability to overcome fear. They're talking about how he comes out as like as a Green Lantern, as a superhero. And then while this is happening, John's father arrives home. He's wearing military fatigues, which, by the way, I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe in the animated one or the comics. I don't think John's father has ever been portrayed as a military guy. Is that accurate?
I believe father, I can't remember, but
Henry is his dad's name.
So father, I can't remember, but grandfather, yes, because Roy Stewart was military.
Right.
Yeah, that's the guy that.
Diggle?
Oh, well, I was about to say, like, Roy Stewart is the guy Ernie Hudson played in Arrow, and that's historically Jon Stewart's granddad. So
Gotcha.
they just rewrote the lore a little bit, but father, I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't think he was, but chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, he grabs an apple after like talking to John, takes him outside, puts the apple on his head, pulls out his sidearm and asks his son if he's afraid. And John's like, no, sir. This is like the worst fucking father ever. Like, what are you doing at this point?
Typically not military, but rather blue collar construction worker.
Okay. So it's a change for the show. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really mind. Because I don't think he was a big character in the comic books anyway, if I remember correctly. I know his mom had a lot of importance to him, but I don't know about his dad.
His grandfather was more important than his father was.
Yeah. And so we have that set up, and then it jumps ahead to 26. Wait, is it 2016?
Yeah.
Jumps ahead to 2016, which is still almost 10 years before we see Superman. John Stewart's working out. He walks outside. He gets picked up by Hal Jordan. And this is like the beginning of like showing them two in like this buddy cop situation. There is a rumor that Hal is going to die in the first episode, though. We talked about that months ago.
Yeah.
And that all of the Hal we're going to get is going to be in flashbacks after that. Any thoughts on that? Do you think that's true?
As if he's going to die in like the present day. And
In the 2016 timeline, yeah, he's going to die, and then the 1996 he'll still be alive. Obviously.
I mean, are they doing like an Arrow thing where it's flashbacks every episode?
That we don't know.
So
They did say the show will take place in both times. So
yeah, I don't know, maybe, but
it's hard to tell at the moment.
it will be interesting to see the. I guess I reckon you'd have to think they're going to do something where he dies and then he's not dead and he comes back at the end of the season.
well,
I just can't see them killing off Hal Jordan, making it concrete in episode 1, let alone like a TV show. I don't know.
Well, the story is, and if this is true, this is going to be crazy. The rumors are that Alan Scott is the person that's murdered, that they go to investigate, and then Hal gets murdered investigating Alan Scott. So we lose Alan and Hal in the first episode.
But so they making it that. So what's Alan Scott's role? Was he?
I was about to say, why
So
even
was he
introduce
the
Alan
first-
Scott at that point?
Because they said in that interview and the thing here that he was the first Green Lantern, and yeah, sure, like Alan Scott is a bit of a different one. Unless
No. I think the rumor is that Alan Scott is going to be introduced as just a random person, and that's a nod to the character by his name being Alan
Oh,
Scott.
awesome!
Like, not
I
actually-
love the authenticity.
All right.
Would we like that or no?
No, it sounds pretty arse, but
It would kind of be a middle finger to Alan Scott fans, but
don't worry, we got Guy Gardner though. That'll.
Well, Guy Gardner's going to be in it too.
I think he's in the 2026 thing. I think I read somewhere like it might have been what's his name, Nathan Fillion, that said like, oh yeah, he becomes Green Lantern between those two time periods of 2016. and
So wait, does that
2026.
mean that John Stewart is not the current Green Lantern then? Like, if Hal gets killed, like they say, and then John becomes Green Lantern, does that mean that John gives it up and then Guy Gardner becomes Green Lantern? Is that what we're assuming?
I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see what the
Because why
context
would there
is.
be two rings if there's only one to share between John and Hal?
I don't know. That's for the show to show us, I guess.
What? So, Darren, you didn't see it. Are you just going to wait and watch it when it comes out on Sunday?
I mean, yeah, we're so close. It's what?
Are you interested in
Friday?
the show, Darren?
Yeah,
That's the question.
I am.
Okay.
I mean, I was kind of on the fence with you when that first trailer came out. I was like, I think it can be good, but I didn't like that first trailer, and I thought the second trailer was better, and then that last trailer I was like, oh, yeah, this is what I wanted. Like, this is kind of exactly what I imagined when they said it was a more grounded Green Lantern series. Like, it kind of did remind me of like what Superman Lois was doing, where it was a more grounded show, but a heightened grounded, and I think that's a nice balance for what they're trying to do.
I mean, I feel like grounded. We've had this conversation before, but I mean, people just misconstrued the term. Like,
sure,
just like being grounded in reality just means you're able to believe and buy into what's happening. Like, it has a basis in reality. But with these sort of characters, you're gonna have superficial and like these type of things happen. That's just the nature of who they are. But if you're able to be believe if you're able to believe in what's happening, then it achieves the goal of being grounded.
Yeah. Since we already have like 3 out of 10 super chats, I figured I'd go ahead and put the poll up. So these are the top 3 things you guys can choose from in the chat. Pick 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 is worst retcons in media. Number 2 is best retcons in media. Number 3 is best needle drops in TV and movies. And number 4, because Paigey is here, best food to eat with your hands. So there you go. There you go. John is in Man of Tomorrow, so he's obviously Green Lantern. Right, Cody. So I understand that, but I'm trying to figure out why there can be 2 rings with Guy and John, but there can only be one between John and Hal. I don't really understand the
Well,
in universe lore around the Green Lantern. So
did they not say something to the point where like Hal was kind of close to retiring? Guy is not. So
well, but based on the trailer, it sounds like that's not the case. That the Guardians are trying to replace him because that's what Sinestro says to him.
well, then like that's the one that's trying to be replaced, whereas Guy for the moment is not. Oh,
Wait, what happened?
Darren left.
Oh.
I think his internet might have just crapped out.
So it says here, Cameron sent this over. Hal Jordan became Green Lantern 40 years ago in the DCU timeline. 1986, Hal Jordan gets the ring. 10 years later, in 1996, Hal reveals... I don't know how anybody knows this, by the way. I'm not sure where this comes from.
It sounds like just something somebody made up on the wiki.
Yeah, it says here, 1996, Hal reveals to the public he's Green Lantern. We see that in the 5-minute clip. 2016, Jon Stewart meets Hal and gets trained. Between 2016 and 2025, Guy Gardner gets his ring. And then we have the Superman movie that takes place. So we don't really understand how that happens, though.
The only thing I can think of is that, and this was like insinuated but not straight up said when they announced the project, that it's based off the Green Lantern, or it's inspired by the Green Lantern Earth 1 series, which is like the obvious thing as to what they were going to use the Manhunters because they're in that story.
Right.
But in that thing in the comics, like a lot of the Green Lantern, I don't know if it's all of it. No, it's not all of it, but a bunch of the Green Lantern Corps is killed. So I do wonder if they just make it.
Isn't that setting up
where,
Blackest Night, though?
maybe to an extent, but I wonder if they just make it that's why there's an excess of rings, and that's why Guy Gardner, they give him one.
Kyle Rayner's underutilized. I know we don't really see Kyle.
Yeah. I mean, whether you're talking about Kyle or Jessica or Simon, you got a handful of other Green Lanterns.
I think there is a 0% chance we see Simon Baz and
considering his origins, probably not.
Yeah. So we're gonna move the widget up in the corner and we're gonna take a look at the costume in the trailer. We're gonna look at this. So this is the top half of the costume as we see on the TV.
Hey,
this
look, it's green.
Yeah, I haven't altered this one. This is taken directly as a screenshot from the trailer. I've heard people hate this. They don't like. They say this looks very cheap. Do we agree or disagree?
I mean, I'm fine with the way it looks.
I mean, it looks TV, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard because it's on like a, was it CRT TV or whatever it is?
Yeah,
like
it's an old television and a trailer, so we don't have like a.
Yeah.
An
I don't think
HD
it looks
photo
great,
of it yet.
but it's also hard to tell until he's actually standing there in the suit. But it's also like I'm intrigued to see, is it this thing where he made it? Like, sure, he gets the powers and stuff on the ring, but does he have to make the suit himself? Because I guess that would make sense. But I mean, it could look better, but I'm also like lowering my expectations because it is a TV show. But I also feel like they'll give Jon Stewart the cool suit.
Chat, throw tomatoes if you think it looks like shit, and throw pizza if you think it's good. I'm very curious what emojis we're gonna see. If it looks bad, drop a tomato. If it looks good, drop a slice of pizza.
So if it looks bad, throw the ingredient for pizza. Got it.
Yes. Yeah. If there was a rotten tomato, I'd say drop the rotten tomato. I think that it's interesting to me because it looks almost like armor, right? It looks like, because in the comics most of the time the Green Lantern suits are very like form fitting because they're created as constructs in most iterations. I know that people do say that there's times when it's not, and that's fine. Like, I don't know if Guy Gardner's is his or if it's Maxwell Lord's suit. Like, I don't know for sure. Oh, by the way, which one is better, this one or Guy Gardner's? Based on
this one.
This one.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paige,
But
what
I
do you
mean, in
think, Guy
fairness, I think
Gardner?
that
Oh,
one was
okay.
supposed to be bad. Like, I think that was kind of the point.
Darren, I think you
okay.
might have the wrong mic setting, Darren.
I'm on my phone, so that might
Oh,
make sense.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, what happened?
My whole PC just.
Oh
Shit.
no.
Does it sound
Damn.
bad? The audio?
No. It's just you could tell that it wasn't a regular mic, but you sound fine.
Okay.
So small potatoes, maybe it is. It looks like armor to me though. Like, that's the interesting thing, is I wonder, because the thing is that Green Lantern costumes are not meant to be defensive in the way that like a normal suit is, because you're supposed to use constructs for everything, including like blocking attacks and stuff like that. So to have it look like armor, I just wonder if it's more physicality with these lanterns. So Renee says, what have you been doing to your PC, Darren? Or what have you been doing on your PC? Emperor says, I think all of the DCU suits look horrendous. Agree or disagree, guys?
That I can think of, we've had one great looking one so far, Mr. Terrific.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the one that I think looks the most like the comic books, to be honest.
Yeah. I wasn't crazy about well, actually, I'll say I liked Supergirl's costume in the movie.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I
Wasn't
agree with that.
Wasn't crazy about the Superman costume, funnily enough, but
Well, Eric, weren't you saying that Supergirl's suit looked AI generated? What are you saying?
Oh,
that,
yeah,
like-
100%. Yeah.
Speaking of AI and Supergirl, that's a whole topic.
Yeah, we got it. That's the next thing we're going to talk about. Naruto here with a $5 super chat says, I heard there's a possible Black Ring character shown in Lantern's trailer. Really?
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. The thing is,
Did
though,
you hear
what we'll
that?
probably do with... Oh, yeah, I don't... Where, the Black Ring character? Yeah, I haven't heard that
Yeah.
either. Let me look at it. Let me type it in. Let's see. Lanterns trailer. Let's see where Naruto heard this at. Lone Wolf says Superman looks good, just not a fan of the collar specifically. That's fair.
The collar and the lines I could really do without.
I mean, it's cheating, but I think the Peacemaker suit looks good. But
Says
that's
here-
from the previous stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they changed the helmet a little bit, didn't they?
It says here the Black Ring cameos, analyzing the trailer footage frame by frame, people noticed a mysterious figure linked to the central murder wearing a dark ring, fueling speculation it could be an early Black Ringer teaser for William Hand. And there is a connection to Blackest Night because James Gunn previously mentioned that Lanterns plays a foundational role in the wider DCU narrative, setting up William Hand or the Death Spectrum early via a grounded murder investigation. So maybe this is building towards Blackest Night, but it's so early to do Blackest Night. It's like, why would we do that so early in the Green Lantern lore?
Yeah, like that's like X-Men jumping into Phoenix really early. Like you build toward Blackest Night.
Zap Rouse Dower with the $2 super chat says, did you see Matt Jarbo's take on Gunn lying? Well, I'm going to put this out there when it comes to Kevin Feige and James Gunn and all these guys. I've said it before and I'll continue to say it when people ask me about this. They are not going to tell you the truth all the time because they're literally the heads of a studio. So they have to keep things secret because otherwise they would spoil everything that comes out.
yeah.
So that's why when people go, well, James Gunn said this, I'm always like, well, that doesn't really mean anything. Like, maybe he'll debunk something, but he's not going to be honest about every single thing or he would spoil every single project.
It also doesn't mean that their minds never change either.
Yeah. Staggervorth, the 499 super chat says, "Did one of the last trailers for the show feature Sinestro?" Yes, he's in the trailer we saw prior to this 5-minute clip, and he looks really good. By the way, very very good.
Oh yeah.
Do we think that Lanterns is going to be? I hate to say this because I do enjoy the James Gunn stuff. Do we think this is going to be the most mature type? Because we know we got, and when I say mature, I don't mean like in like R rating. I mean like in storytelling. Is this going to be the most mature show we've had in the DC, or mature project in the DC? Because we've had Creature Commandos, we've had Peacemaker, we've had Superman, and we've had Supergirl. I think Lanterns might be the most adult /
Probably
mature story we've had.
Yeah, I mean, Creature Commandos, I think, did a pretty good job at that while still telling a good story at the same time. And Supergirl could have leaned into the more mature, but they just didn't. But this could be.
Big Fieldy drops in and says, "Don't they have to establish all the Lantern Corps before Darkest Night?" I would think they would, in my opinion.
Typically, yes.
I'll be honest. I'm not like anti DCU. I really want these things to be good, but it does feel like this disconnected universe concept isn't really working as well as they wanted it to. And I know if Joe were here, he would completely disagree with me on that. But I think that they wanted to go into it like Star Wars. But the issue with Star Wars is Star Wars would take like 3 years between movies. So you can't really do that with DC. I mean,
well, and also Star Wars is different because Star Wars, though it's different story, it's still the same.
It's one thing. Yeah,
it's your thing. If you want people with lightsabers, you're going to get that in the thing. Like the stuff that doesn't work with Star Wars a lot of the time is the stuff that's not with lightsabers. But with DC, like the characters are too different. Like Swamp Thing is completely different to Superman, and then we go.
Oh yeah, what's happening with Swamp Thing? Have we heard anything about that yet?
It's in the swamp. It's like not happening.
Actually, they are kind of doing the whole Star Wars approach because they're going Superman, Supergirl, back to Superman. Like they're kind of staying in like the same general pool for now. Which
movie wise, at least,
yeah.
So Emperor says, "Eric, I told you the Star Wars approach was stupid. Star Wars is a film franchise. DC is a book franchise. I still think it could work if they took elements of Star Wars out of it. Like trying to copy Star Wars completely is not going to work. But with Star Wars, like you were saying, Paigey, they have like the main films, and then you might have like, a solo or something separate from that. If your main movie is like, this is the Justice League and these are the big movies and all the smaller movies are the individual characters, that might work. But right now we're getting nothing but Kryptonians. we got Clayface in 3 Kryptonian movies. So
well, I was even talking about this with Darren earlier, but on like the Star Wars side of things, I wouldn't mind if they moved back into a formula where it's like, the bigger movies are the ones that they do in live action, and then the stuff that happens in between some of those years that we've both seen and haven't seen could be where like animation and like streaming shows and stuff come in.
Amethyst says, "I heard Swamp Thing was canceled," which I have not heard that. It's possible, but I haven't heard that. I will say, if you're a Swamp Thing fan, the TV show from the DC universe streaming service that eventually got moved over to HBO or whatever, that is a excellent Swamp Thing series. Like it's definitely worth watching. Very, very, very good.
You prefer the CW edit though, don't you?
Oh yeah, the one that took all the violent stuff out of it.
Just cuts in that break randomly.
That was actually filmed over in my neck of the woods.
Oh really?
Yep.
The thing that sucks about that was they basically cut it before they finished, and they had to like hurry up and like finish the season. And I'm like, this is one of the best things you put out, and you fucking strangled it. It's weird.
Yeah. One of my
it's on Tubi. Okay, I didn't know that.
One of my friends that I went to college with was actually an extra in one of the scenes.
Short Car says, "I think if Clayface does well, Swamp Thing will be prioritized." I think movies can be pushed forward. I think TV shows not so much, because I think getting a movie done under the current like uncertainty is a lot easier than trying to commit to like a series, because a series means that they have to say, "Oh, we're going to lead up to season 2 or season 3," and I
think a big decider for that will be how Lanterns goes, because I mean they try to keep saying that Peacemaker was a success like season 2, but from all reports it wasn't. Like it dropped like heaps in the ratings and stuff like that, which obviously is why they probably won't be doing a season 3 with that. But I think with Lanterns, like this is like they're obviously pushing quite hard with it. Obviously cost quite a bit, at least in comparison to like a Peacemaker or a Waller if that got made or something like that. So I'm intrigued to see if Lanterns doesn't perform. Like I'm not talking about critically whether people like it or not, but actually like people watching it and subscribing and blah blah blah. Where they just go like Marvel's approach, where like like shit, the TV stuff's not working.
Yeah.
Because also like I think it's also like there's TV people and there's movie people. I think with a lot of the stuff where it's connected over movie and TV, you're trying to get people that usually watch movies to watch TV shows and vice versa. The crossover isn't a lot. Like there's people that just watch TV and people that will just go to the movies, and that the TV they watch is like The Bachelorette or some shit. Like they don't
which
watch.
Is what, which is why I think the Netflix Marvel shows leading into the Defenders was the smartest way to do a TV Marvel thing, is to like take all those characters and build them into one show. Now, Defenders wasn't the best season of television, but it was a good idea to take all of these individual characters and put them into
I think the only way it works is probably with something like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where it's like, you don't have to watch the MCU at all really to follow that show. But if you do, you get little treats and little hints and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's its own thing. And then if you just watch the movies, you don't have to rely on something that happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to impact or make sense of something that's happening outside of, I guess, if Agent Coulson just randomly showed up again. But I don't think he does in the MCU after he dies, outside of flashbacks.
It's harder, but I mean, Captain Marvel, but that's a period piece, so it doesn't matter.
Amethyst says they're pushing Harry Potter. I have a distinct feeling that first season of Harry Potter, barring any crazy shit, is going to do it's going to get a lot of numbers. For
you laughing at Darren?
Just the way he said Potter.
Potter. P-A-R-T-E-R.
I was going to say, it sounded like I heard Parter.
Parter. P-A-R-T-E-R. No, I think it's going to, look, I understand people don't like J.K. Rowling and they want to boycott it, and I think those people will probably still not watch it. But the issue is there's a lot of people that don't keep up with all the online stuff, and they don't care about it.
Well, did you see that Hogwarts Legacy 2 apparently got like confirmed today or yesterday or something like that?
No, I didn't really play the first. You played the first one, but you didn't play it for a long time. So did you.
I mean, the first one did great numbers, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's getting a sequel.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on 1 second. Checking over here. All right, we got.
Wait, Eric, what would your opinion be if J.K. Rowling made a cameo on season 1 of Harry Potter?
I think it would basically ruin the show.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are not good for a show, let's talk about things that aren't good for a movie. So there was a Warner Brothers behind the scenes featurette for Supergirl that was on YouTube for about like maybe a day at the most. And now it's been removed because in this featurette, they show Craig Gillespie using generative AI to come up with the concept art for the characters in the movie.
Is this an app or is this like a?
It just looks like he downloaded pictures from either C-Dance or Grok or something like that,
like Sora or some shit.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are upset about this because this is not assisting AI. This is quite literally generative AI. You can see the different prompts they put in there to get the pictures to work. And once people in the comment section started calling this out, magically the documentary or the featurette was pulled from YouTube. So a lot of people are saying this is DC trying to throw Craig Gillespie under the bus by leaving this in the documentary.
Well, I saw something else where it was like a photo of the Lanterns writer's room or something. And it had AI concept art in the background.
Of Lanterns?
Yeah, for Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan.
Wait, what?
I saw that on Twitter. It might have been bullshit, but I'm not too sure.
I mean, Twitter and bullshit kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, but I'm not too sure. Might be able to look it up. Lanterns AI? I don't know.
I'm looking it up now. But the thing about it is they got caught. We didn't know anything about this, right? There was no discussion because in the movie, I don't think in the movie there was any actual obvious generative AI in Supergirl, right? I don't think that I saw anything when I saw the movie. Could there be? Yes. Do I know for sure? No. Nobody's brought it up. But this is in the creative process. So is this one of those times where DC has decided the movie didn't do well, we don't want to work with Craig Gillespie again, put up that featurette that shows him looking at AI? Like, did they do this intentionally, or do you think they didn't care? Because this is a huge oversight.
Do you think
honestly.
it would be even funnier if they showed Anna Nagira writing the script and she was using AI? Would that have been a funnier moment, or do you think?
I mean, it would track.
I could see that. That'd be funny.
Oh, I mean, what's
Would
that
you-
whole thing that Gunn preached? We're not going to start shooting until the script's good. It would track even
Right.
more.
Well, Gunn also announced about like 10 projects and 5 of them are already dead without even hitting the screen. So
I'll be honest, I didn't like Lobo in the movie anyway. He was probably one of my least favorite parts of the film. So
I mean,
I've heard,
he was fine, but he didn't need to be there.
I'm just saying it.
I didn't like him because they wanted to use Lobo for brand recognition because that's why he was in the film. But he was unnecessary, and you could have replaced him with any character, and it probably would have been fine.
Or do you think it was a situation where they had a thing with Momoa's contract and he still had movies left on his Aquaman contract? It's like, well, we're canning that, but how about you play Lobo and you just sort of we don't have to pay you out for that Aquaman stuff. I feel like that might make more sense, saying that he was like fan casting himself in the role.
I don't know. Look, this is the role he probably should have been playing in the first place, to be honest. Like,
Yeah. See, now what I'm wondering, I'm wondering what it would have been like if he was actually playing Lobo back during the DCEU days and Snyder was directing him.
Dr. Midnight swoops in and says, since you've reached 68 minutes into the show, click the thumbs up button on the channel, helps it grow, and click subscribe and the bell button for alerts of the new live shows and videos. Thank you, Dr. Midnight. I appreciate it. I just looked it up, and it says that there's been no confirmation that Lobo's coming back. When Momoa was asked about it, he says, I only know Lobo's in this one. That's it. So, and based on the amount of money that it made, I don't know if it's going to... I mean, if you can put Jason Momoa as Lobo in a Supergirl movie and it doesn't translate to money, that's not a very good look for Lobo as a character. Because we didn't know how much time he had in the movie when the advertisements were going out, and he got figures. They gave him there's an entire toy for Lobo, and he's in the movie 5 minutes of the movie, maybe.
Yeah, there is a toy for Lobo. You can put popcorn in it.
But he's in there for 5 minutes, maybe. It's crazy. But I believe that there might be some truth, because if Craig Gillespie doesn't get hired again to work for DC, people will look back at this and go, this is why, because he got caught using AI. But keep in mind, the people that edited this video could have left it out. They didn't have to leave it in here.
Wait, so who do you think edited this video? A, James Gunn, B, Anna Nagira, or C, I don't know. You could argue Kevin Feige, because this isn't a good look. So it's a bit of a...
Look, this was even the Jason Momoa as Lobo behind the scenes video. That's where it actually came from.
How long did the video go for? Obviously, it's
day.
deleted, but...
It was like a
No,
day.
it was a day-long video.
Oh, you mean how long the video was? It was I
Yeah.
think it was 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. It wasn't a very long video. So, what if it comes back up and that portion is taken out of it? That's going to be even more sus. That the video shows back up and the AI segment.
Well, isn't this one of those things that would already be, if you got it on digital, you would have already had this?
Probably. Yeah, but if you try to watch it on YouTube now, it's gone.
For now. Well, it's probably been re-uploaded by...
For now,
quite
yeah.
intense.
It's absolutely
I
right.
imagine so, probably.
We did get this as well. Apparently this was shared as part of the Vision Quest concept art.
Fire.
Literally.
Any thoughts on who this is? I'm going to say who I think it is, but I'll wait and see if anybody else says it first.
Can you zoom in on it a little bit?
No.
Oh.
I'll open it up at another time. Hold on.
Oh, cops are coming for one of y'all.
Darren.
Here we go.
Oh,
Shang-Chi.
oh Lord.
I think it might be Jim Hammond, the OG Human Torch.
I was thinking about that for a second. Because which is funny. Didn't the original Human Torch, if I'm remembering correctly, wasn't he like? Didn't he have some connection to Ultron?
Let me see if I can find the skill tree of this character, because it goes back way back. He's been around for so long.
This could be Scott Bark. There is a chance of that, but I don't know what you think about that one, Eric. Let's
see. Captain Planet. You said what? What did you say?
Scott Bark.
Oh no. Let's see. He appeared in 1939, so he's almost like a 90-year-old character right now.
He's as old as Batman.
So it's like obviously he's in a synthetic body, which everybody always refers to him as like the android version. Let's see. It says here during World War II, he teamed up with Captain America and Namor. They were called the Invaders. This is interesting. In comic book canon, what if number 24, Jim Hammond, is actually the one who kills Adolf Hitler? Okay. Now here's the Vision connection. Jim deactivated himself decades later. The villain Ultron got a hold of Hammond's android body. This is the whole connection with Vision too. Ultron used Horton's original android chassis with Wonder Man's brainwaves, which is why Darren dropped out again, to build the Vision. So this might be a flashback. This character might be a character that's in the flashback.
Possibly.
Because that would explain why we're seeing him. But I don't know what other character we would see with like fire powers like this on Vision Quest. Like there's not a lot of Marvel characters who aren't mutants that have fire as their power. So
that we haven't already seen to some degree.
Right. Yeah. It's not Pyro. It's not Sunfire. It's not Firestar.
Not Sunspot.
Yeah. So, Darren has returned. Darren is back. What are you laughing about?
This on Instagram. I just saw that.
Oh, yeah, that promo. Yeah, I saw that.
And the top comment is just Son. Oh, God. These are the worst posters ever.
The marketing for Lanterns is going to be studied years down the road, like these pictures.
Like, how's that meant to be like, let's promote it?
You had a couple of super chats there, Eric.
Yeah, let's go through these. $5 super chat from Reuter says, Eric, have you talked about Nicholas Hoult being cast as Gilderoy Locke? We talked about it on Thursday. But I can recap what I said here. I think there's a lot of actors that are just going to pretend like they don't know what people are talking about when they bring up J.K. Rowling. They're just going to say, what? I don't know anything about that, because we've already seen that being used by some of the other people associated with J.K. Rowling. They're going to do that, and they're just going to take the check because you're getting locked in on like a 10-year deal.
Well, it's not even that. I think for like someone like that, he's only there for a year.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, he has to film for like 3-4 months or something, and then he's out
and get a fat check and get a big fat check.
He's primarily there in book 2, and then like there's one part after that where he appears like midway through book 5, but they might not even do that. Who knows?
Darren, are you on your phone or your computer?
I'm back now. I'm back.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Hopefully you stick around.
Hey.
Does anybody else have another opinion about this? I've said this before. Harry Potter was not something that I grew up with, so it's not really a series that I think about too much. So I don't care if I watch it or if I don't watch it. But I do think it's going to be a must-watch thing for a lot of people that love the Harry Potter books. So,
I'm hands off it. I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm in a good spot with it. Where like, I don't like what people behind it stand for, but I also didn't grow up on it, so I'm not like missing out on a thing.
Right.
I can be
That's
like,
how I feel about
I
it.
can just like not get into this problematic fandom, but I'm also not going to judge people for watching it because I know it's a franchise that means a lot to people and have spent many years with. So
yeah, it was something I kind of grew up on, so there's that whole nature to it.
Paige, did you really like Harry Potter when you were?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I'll be 100% watching the show.
Mm.
It's I'm just intrigued to see like whether it does become this tainted thing, or like in regards to like the people that you're only there for a year or two, or it's a year of like you're the main thing, and then in like 3 years now you come back.
What
and it's on for,
happens
like,
if
a
it
week.
sucks though? Like imagine it comes out and it's not good.
I struggle to see it sucking just because the movies worked so well, if that makes sense. So it's a proven thing in regards to transferring it from book to screen. I think my big thing is whether it's worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you're going to have to wait probably until the 4th season until you go, okay, now I can see where it was worth making into a show. Because the thing is, the first 3 seasons are going to be like 80% of what was in the books anyway. What was in the movies anyway.
Yeah, because they're
So
short. And then when you get to book 4, it's where the books got longer.
yeah, so it's just about whether it ends up worth it. But I think at the end, like how many people would sit down and rewatch the Harry Potter movies anyway every year? You'd get a bunch of people that watch it 3 or 4 times a year throughout. So when there's a new version of it with different people and maybe some little added things and stuff, it's like, oh, it's like a brand new thing. It's like when they reboot Spider-Man. Like it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, or it's Batman. Like how many times you've seen the fucking Joker? You know.
$2 super chat from Lone Wolf says it's Mephisto. LOL. Sacha Baron Cohen coming back to reprise his role. I wonder if we're ever going to see him again since he was introduced in Ironheart.
Well, they announced Ghost Rider's happening, so
yeah,
there's going to be any spot for him to appear.
Yeah. Let's see here. Donovan says, so people are going to go after him and the other actors, and people going for guilt by association. Well, it's not guilt by association. It's guilt by getting a paycheck. Like if he were just somebody that knew J.K. Rowling, that wouldn't be an issue. It's the fact that they're getting paid money that will trickle over to her. And I understand some people don't want to contribute to that. So I get it. I still would not. I will never advocate for like harassing actors on social media. So I would never be like, go and bother him and, send hate his way. But I think it's fair to critique an actor for taking money being associated with somebody that spends their money to take rights away from people, if you want to do that. But some people aren't perpetually online. And I really feel like that's one of these things that it kind of is just an online thing.
And that's the thing where I think makes this situation different. It's like, most of the time I'm team like separate the art from the artist. But when someone has literally said, I am taking the money I get from this to hurt this set of people, that's where I'm like, well, that's where I step away. Like that, that's something that I can't personally.
No, I get it. Yeah. I mean, like, obviously I don't care about it, but I do think like a friend of mine who doesn't like J.K. Rowling, their kid loves Harry Potter and has no clue. They're a very young kid, has no clue about anything J.K. Rowling has done, and wanted to play Hogwarts Legacy. And he was like, what am I supposed to do? Like this is something they grew up with. How am I supposed to have this conversation with them? I said, you got to figure it out. I'm not somebody with a kid that read Harry Potter. You got to figure out what you want to do with it. Donovan, but it's not guilt by association, Donovan. Guilt by association is like, say, for example, Paige and I were together and Paige got me demonetized, right? Oh, that's already happened. Never mind. Say, for example, Paige and I were together at a store and Paige does something and knocks down all of the, the tampons in the tampon aisle.
Why would I be in there?
Well, Eric, where else would you get tampons?
I don't know. So he goes in the store and he damages the store, right? And then people think that I had something to do with him damaging the store because I was in the store with him. That is guilt by association. Telling an actor or an employee that they shouldn't work for somebody that is using money to take away people's rights, that's not guilt by association. Okay. It's not the same thing. I understand what you're trying to say, but that's quite literally not what guilt by association is.
He made that choice, right? Like he most likely knew what was at stake and like probably knows the online
Mhm.
controversy of it all and was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to take this project.
I didn't like Secret Invasion using AI either. I called it out when they did it. That show sucked anyway, so they used AI and it was a bad fucking show. Go figure, right? But also, I don't think people are saying that Nicholas Hoult is a transphobe, right? So guilt by association would be saying, oh, because you work for J.K. Rowling, you are automatically a transphobe. Nobody's saying that. They're criticizing actors who are making money that will go to someone who is transphobic. That's, again, guilt by association would be assuming that that I like to vandalize grocery stores because Paigey goes in and has destroyed many grocery stores in the last like 10 years.
We're just airing out everybody's dirty laundry. Got it.
Yeah. Just saying.
I mean, my big thing with the whole thing is that I don't think it really matters too much with people because she's already made her money. She made the money years ago.
That's what I've said the same thing. She's so rich it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, it's like complaining about someone pouring, I don't know, because they have a bottle of water into a pond, but who cares? Like, it's not going to make that much of a difference. So,
well, that's why I've said the boycott is a personal thing. Like, if you don't want to contribute to it personally, I understand, but ultimately it's going to be a popular show. It's going to make money for her. So it comes down to like how you feel about supporting it. And there's no accountability. Like, I could sit here, like Darren could go, I'm not going to watch it. And then Darren watches it, but we don't know he watched it. Then the only accountability is Darren. So like, you choose to do something because you don't want to do it. You don't, like, I don't need to go on Twitter and announce I'm not watching this Harry Potter show like a million times. Like, what difference does that make?
Yeah.
Aaron says, so is Paigey vandalizing? Paigey's what's the Woolworths? He's vandalizing Woolworths in
Woolworths.
Australia. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. So, but yeah. So, but I'm not watching it. But again, I've said before that I didn't grow up with it. So it's not really, I wouldn't have been rushing to watch it anyway. So that doesn't really matter much for me. I guess,
Wait, have you been to Costco yet?
Yeah, I've been to Costco, but why? What does that even mean?
No, because they have the Tim Tams at Costco now. So I was wondering if
do they?
If you'd been there since they brought them over. Why are you moving that around constantly?
Oh no, just see how it would how it looks on there. Beardcast. Oh yeah, there we go. Chris says Beardcast. I know in New Zealand, hold on, where's this comment's funny? They call it Countdown Woolworths now, but I refuse to call it such. Oh, so they've changed the name in New Zealand?
Yeah. It's the same shop, but now they're calling it Woolworths as well.
That's like in the United States we have Hardee's and we have Carl's Jr., but it's literally the same place.
Same thing as like a Checkers and a Rally's.
That's true. Yep. Actually, Checkers and Rally's now, their bags have both of their names on it. So like when you buy from Rally's, it says Rally's and Checkers or whatever.
All right.
Rito with the $5 super chat says, this is more for Darren and Jake. Thoughts on Power Rangers at Disney Plus being canceled?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
We kind of called that over on Ranger Nation these last couple episodes, but I don't know. I might like. I feel like this might be one of the rare examples of a franchise this big just ending. Like, it's been, what was the last season? 2021, something like that. Like, it's been a while.
So, yeah.
And so this not moving forward is like, it might just be like Super Sentai also just ended recently. So that might just be might just be done for a while. It's crazy.
All right, so I'm trying to figure out why they canceled it. The decision for Disney Plus to pass on Power Rangers live action series comes down to economics and IP ownership. It says here that a live action high-end superhero show requires massive production budget. Disney Plus would have to pay substantial licensing fees while missing out on the back-end monetization.
Okay.
Oh, wait. So they wouldn't get any of the... Oh, it's about like toys and T-shirts and stuff. So they would have access to the show, but they would get no money from any of the ancillary things like merch and stuff like that.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah, because it's a Hasbro owned a distributing thing.
Okay.
It's interesting because this is the second place to not pick it up because it was originally supposed to be Netflix.
Right.
So that's two of the big streamers that's like, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So know. I wonder if they'll try other places or if they'll just call it a day.
So this is the end of Power Rangers, essentially?
Might be.
Wow.
Crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
Long
We got to... Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
It's just been going on for a damn long time.
When was this supposed to come out, by the way? Like, when was it supposed to launch?
There was no date. I mean, they were supposed to start
Shadowland.
filming early this year, and they kept pushing back the dates, and we didn't know why. So
What are you laughing about, Paigey?
I'm still laughing at those Green Lantern posts. How bad they are.
Oh, God. Okay. Speaking of Green Lanterns, we have Ethan in the chat with a 999 super chat. Says, Eric, did you watch the first 5 minutes of Lanterns? I did. What is wrong with John's father? I'm glad he's in the picture, but what the fuck? And where's mom? Oh, yeah. I don't think the mother was there, right? In the trailer or the 5 minutes?
Nope,
We didn't see her. It was him and like those were his brothers, I'm guessing, right? That were with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that-
Not the mama. If anybody
Yeah.
gets that reference, I'll be happy.
Yes. Yeah,
Thank
that was a
you.
great show. Great show.
Love that.
Awful. The finale, completely unrelated. What a dark fucking finale for a,
Don't they all
TV
die?
show. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that show, man.
But I look, speaking because Ethan was one of the biggest artists for Green Lantern, so I'm sure he's looking forward to the show. I would say for me, I personally like the first 5 minutes, but I'm also curious, like, is Hal going to die in the first episode? Because that would be a huge thing for me. Can you believe people in the chat were saying that they didn't care if Hal died because he's an asshole? I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Kind of reflective of people's real world views, I bet.
I
No.
will be okay. I will be okay only if we get stuff like prequel stuff later, right? Like going into like what Gunn has talked about with like the Star Wars thing, where not everything takes place in order. Like if we can get like a prequel movie or show or something that's like him younger and the like more golden age DC stuff,
Right.
I might be.
I reckon you're going to get, if they do the thing where he dies, you're probably going to get an episode maybe the halfway point
younger.
where it's just maybe all Hal Jordan, maybe just before he meets Jon Stewart or something.
Mhm.
I know something because I don't know if they can do it too early because then they have to do the de-aging thing. And it looked a bit weird, and then obviously helped because they had the old TV and stuff, which helped with
Maybe
covering it up
Cast
a
a
bit.
different actor, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, like completely outside of that, from what I saw, I love Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan. Like he's been one of my favorite actors for a long time anyway. So seeing him in the role, like they dodged some bullets. Do you remember who some of the possible actors were going to be? There was some choices in there where I was like, I don't know if I want these guys
Josh
for
Brolin,
Hal
bro.
Jordan.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
I
he,
don't know
turned,
about
he turned it down and he got
Yeah.
cast and then turned it down.
Let me see how many actors passed up on Hal Jordan.
I know, like,
Oh,
was it Matthew McConaughey, like their dream casting or something, or who they really
yeah, well, there was a lot of ones floating around out there, but let's see.
Even if you
Oh my God, there was 5 that passed up. So the first was Josh Brolin. That was the main offer. Then Matthew McConaughey. It was discussed, but he basically shot it down before they ever even like officially asked him. Chris Pine was in the discussion.
Yep, I remember that one.
And he passed up on it before they gave an official offer. And then they approached Ewan McGregor and Timothy Oliphant, but neither one of them seemed interested. And so
Ian
we ended up with
McGregor
Kyle
would've been
Chandler.
nuts.
I mean, hell, if you go like a decade back in time, Tom Cruise wanted to be Green Lantern. Does anybody
That's
remember
true.
all that?
Yeah. I don't, to be honest, looking at all these are great actors in this list, but I think Kyle Chandler was the best choice for Hal Jordan, in my opinion.
At least in regards to an older, like grizzled version.
Sure. Yeah.
I think if you were casting like a younger version and you were using a younger version as actors, then you probably wouldn't be the top choice. You're probably looking at someone else. But in regards to the context of the show, then yeah, it is actually interesting what that Emperor said, which is true. It will be interesting to see if they do kill off how the Green Lantern thing goes forward, because whenever they do a Jon Stewart solo comic, it never sells and it gets cancelled. But Hal Jordan like actually keeps it going. So it'll be interesting to see if the interest in Green Lantern, because Jon Stewart's always been like the group Green Lantern, if you want to put it, like he's with the Justice League or whatever.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how that works.
So we have Hal Jordan, we have Guy Gardner, we have Jon Stewart, maybe Alan Scott if the rumors are true. Jessica Cruz is going to be in that animated series, My Adventures with Green Lantern, but we haven't had any mention of her or, again, Simon Baz. Probably not going to be in a live action movie. Jake, say something.
I said I doubt it.
Okay, you weren't. I couldn't hear you for a second. Yeah, Simon Baz. His story might be a bit too spicy for them to put into a movie.
That's a word to describe it.
Well, I mean, like, I think it's a cool backstory, but I just don't think that they're going to touch it in the DCU, in my opinion.
Probably.
And Jessica Cruz, I think, is a cool character. I remember the two of them working together quite a lot, Simon and Jessica.
Yeah, they did.
And then, what is the name of that other New Lantern?
Oh, Joe Mullane, something like that.
Yeah. I think that's who it is. Yeah, it's Sojourner Joe Mullane. But I don't know much about her. I know what she looks like, but I've not read any stories with her. So, she was created in 2019, so she's a very new character.
Yep.
All right. So we might get. Look, before we move on, Blackest Night. Should they do that sooner or later? I feel like that's something you got to build up to.
Much later.
Probably.
Is there a later? Like, I don't know. I don't think that's might have to be sooner because there might not be a later.
That was a funny answer.
I think we're one or two more cancellations away from Gunn maybe being like drowned, like live on stream or something. They'll retitle the Gods and Monsters video and just like goodbye James Gunn or something.
I'm getting deja vu when like Eric Wallace was like, yeah, we wanted to do that for our crossover next year, and it's like, no, you didn't.
Oh, for Blackest Night on the.
Well, at least they would have had the backing for it. They would have had the set up for it.
Before we answer the super chat, Eric Wallace, a good showrunner or a bad show?
Define good.
Knocks it out of the park at least 75% of the time.
When it comes to reaching new lows for a show, yes.
I would say Eric Wallace knocked it out of the park about 20% of the time. The other time he was knocking himself in.
Good.
Yeah,
bad executions.
I still kind of have a theory in my head that the reason the Bloodwork stuff worked so well in comparison to the rest of his run is that it might have been a leftover idea from Todd Helping.
Andrew Kreisberg, good showrunner or bad showrunner?
Oh wait, here we go. He worked on the animated series Ben 10 Omniverse. Did you know that?
Wait, Eric Wallace did?
Yeah.
Did he? That's funny.
Was it a good series? Was Omniverse a good run?
Sometimes.
So
Sometimes.
20% of the time.
I will say Andrew Kreisberg, outside of being a huge creep, clearly, did have good ideas for the shows, but they just couldn't keep him around. It was just like, no, definitely not happening. But yeah, Cody with the $5 super chat says, why does the internet have such an issue with the original 5 X-Men being white? Is there an issue with that? I don't know if I've seen that. Has there been a lot of anger around that?
A little bit.
Is it because they believe that's going to be the lineup? Do people think that's I think the lineup is going to be a combo of like the
that's
relaunch.
The current rumor is that it's those 5, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be those 5 plus maybe 1 or 2 others. Like I'm thinking it's like those 5 plus a Storm. And
wait, is it an issue with them being white in general, or about them making the new X-Men the same as the comics?
This new movie to have more diversity. They don't want it to be an all-white cast.
Well, they could have other characters that aren't the original 5 X-Men, right? They could have the original 5, and then you have Storm. You have, you know, like another character. There's other characters they could put in there. I don't think. Look, the X-Men are probably one of the most diverse rosters of superheroes in all of comic books.
I'd say
so. I think. Yeah, so like I think if you want the movie to be diverse, just add in some of the other characters who are already diverse. You don't have to change characters to do that. The X-Men is one of these weird franchises where you don't have to actually change characters to update them. Just add the ones that are already in the comics to whatever the story is that you're making. That's it. It's a real simple formula. I mean, if you look at the relaunch of the X-Men in the 70s, like that was the most diverse superhero team of all time when it was launched, because it had the largest international roster of any superhero team.
Yeah, people from Africa, from Germany, from Canada, from Russia. The list goes on.
Yeah. I think it's just, I don't see any point in changing characters from the comics when they already come from a diverse IP like the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like just include the diverse characters at this point.
Yeah, I think it'd be insane not to include Storm at this rate.
Well, I want to talk about X-Men 97 Season 2 briefly, but we'll wait for a minute to get to that because I don't want to spoil anything too much. Look, here we go. It's literally the very next super chat. Thoughts on X-Men 97 Season 2 as a whole, that ending. Lone Wolf, we're gonna save this because we'll come back to that at the end.
Darren, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Naruto with the $2 super chat says Eric Wallace was obsessed with Cecil's actress. Cecile's actress. I forgot about her until you mentioned her name. I'm like, oh yeah, that character.
I don't know how you could forget about her. She was the main character of that last season.
Yeah, that's true.
Weren't you like? I feel like you were like campaigning for her to get a spin-off era.
I definitely was not, but I do remember the fake comment that was screenshot under like one of our videos that they supposedly were like, Paigey left it and I liked it, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
You like hearted it or whatever it is.
Wasn't it something about Iris?
It was like glorifying Cecile and then saying Iris was the worst character on TV.
Oh,
it's like I'd much prefer seeing Cecile's storyline flourish or something like that.
No, Allegra was the worst character on that show. I did not like Allegra.
Cecile and Allegra really had a battle.
I mean, Allegra was just a self-insert character because of
Cecile. When Joe was gone, she had great story stuff, but when Joe came back is when I think they screwed her character up. Allegra never had that. There was never a moment where Allegra had a good story. All of Allegra's stories were bad, in my opinion.
I thought you liked that solo episode of hers.
I did not. One of my least favorite episodes.
Are you sure?
Yes, for sure. Staggervorth, the 499 Super Chat says, one X-Men character I'd like to see in live action is Spike.
I mean,
didn't we say him?
Technically, I already did. X3.
Well, yeah.
They just didn't call him that.
What was his name in X3?
He was unnamed.
Oh.
He just had Spike's powers. They just never gave him a name.
Of course he was. There's a lot of X-Men I would like to see in live action. The problem, goes back to what I was saying a minute ago. There are possibly, I'd have to go and look. Matter of fact, let me see here. Hold on.
God, I see.
I want to see what the number is.
What?
There's 160 characters in the X-Men roster over the last, whatever, I guess it goes back like 60 years, 70 years at this point. Because you would be talking about classic X-Men, the relaunch of X-Men since then. However, there's 250 plus named mutants that have been featured in the X-Men series over the years.
Yep.
The 100 and what is it, 100 and something, 160 is just people who have been called X-Men. That doesn't count X-Force, New Mutants, X-Factor, Excalibur, Generation X, Krakoa, it doesn't even count that. So there's probably more than 200 to 250 different characters associated in that universe.
Also think about all the other mutants in the different sides of the world, whether you're talking about Morlocks, Shi'ar, Muir Island, everybody on that side of things. A lot of those characters were never called X-Men either.
Yeah, so it says here these are some of the key characters. Obviously, the OG5 from 1963, which is Cyclops, Iceman, Angel Beast, Jean Grey. It's Marvel Girl, but
Marvel
no one ever
Girl.
calls her Marvel Girl. Then the relaunch, which was Wolverine, Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Thunderbird, Sunfire, Banshee, with Cyclops as part of that roster. Then we had the 90s, 80s, and the 90s, which is Shadowcat, Sprite, Kitty Pryde, Rogue, Psylocke, Dazzler, Gambit, Jubilee, Bishop, Cable, Forge, and for a time Magneto. Then we had Emma Frost, Juggernaut, Mystique, Sabretooth, Armor, Pixie, X-23/Laura, Namor at one point.
You said that with a bit of an accent. You said Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. There's Kid Omega, Glob Herman, Temper, Quicksilver. There's just so many of them.
Fuck Quicksilver.
Yeah. There's a lot. We're going to show this on screen again. So, guys, go ahead and vote. We got about 20-ish minutes left in the stream. So, if you want to vote, go ahead and do that. Cameron had another comment here, he sent over, I guess it's a tweet, but it says, my adventure with Superman has not yet been renewed for season 4. Jake Wyatt says viewership has been its best ever, but DC Studios and Adult Swim are charting their own futures with uncertain and unstable climates. So he's kind of confirming what we were saying, which is that they don't really want to commit to anything at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's this merger situation, which I think we're going to see a very similar. And like, I really hate to say this because I really do love that show and I hope it gets more. But I think we might be hitting like a Young Justice situation where it's not canceled. They never cancel it, but due to circumstances, it never gets picked up. It just
What about that? Means My Adventures with Green Lantern might be a 1-season show.
It's possible. Possible. I don't know. Maybe maybe that might help it even because they can kind of treat that as like a next season while we wait for the merger to go. I don't know. We'll see.
What else do we have here on Discord? We have the other Jake Wyatt also said in another interview that if the series doesn't receive a 4th season, it won't be due to the lack of support from James and Peter. They both really enjoy the show. So,
Remember when Superman and Lois was coming to an end and we kept getting each side blamed?
I also want to point out that even like on a rewatch, on a binge, Superman and Lois might be one of the best shows that we ever had on the CW.
I don't know what it's like over there in America because is Superman and Lois on HBO Max over there? It is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Over here, they have Indy Navarrete as the person on the thumbnail thing.
Oh, really?
Advertising the show. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So they have Sarah Cushing as like so it's not Superman, it's not Lois, it's Sarah
you know
Cushing.
why that's the case.
Oh yeah, but I just found it interesting. I was like, oh, obviously because I'm not really browsing to watch Superman and Lois, but like I saw it and I was like, oh, what the hell?
I guess they were just thinking people would be obsessed with her.
Oh, God. There we go. This was from earlier in August. I think we talked about it very briefly, but it does, I guess it's worth bringing back up, is that Paramount Warner Brothers staffers in limbo and denial as a merger deal drags on. And this is where it talks about how nothing is getting pushed forward anymore. Everything is sort of in a holding position. Let me check something out here. Because it would be really difficult for them to put anything out at the moment because of the fact they don't know what it's going to look like, a year from now. Let's see. Deal terms limit Warner Brothers Discovery ability to greenlight long-term licensing. Oh, so they can't even do it. Oh, because they can't do contracts. That's why. Because a contract guarantees something and they don't know if they can do that because they don't even know if they're going to be a company as they are right now. It says Warner Brothers can do short-term development and renewals, but key decisions on main properties like securing talent deals for a Barbie sequel are almost impossible. And keep in mind, The rights for the Barbie movies revert to Mattel in December of this year. So if they
And
don't
they
have a
can't-
contract in place,
Well, it's not even
can't-
that. They wouldn't be able to like. They'd have to like reset everything. They wouldn't be able to use any of this. They wouldn't be able to do Barbie 2 with the story that the first one set up, as well as the cast or the director or anything like that. You'd have to go back to like ground zero. And, like they technically could do a Barbie 2 and just call it Barbie 2. It's like with Mean Girls. Like they did Mean Girls 2.
Yeah, but they couldn't do They couldn't do
because-
Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Though.
Why does
you'd have to like you could use the characters Barbie and Ken obviously, but it'd have to be like completely different. Like it couldn't use anything from it.
Why does Ellison look like he's about to shit his pants?
Because he always looks like that.
Why is he blue?
Listen. They said some artsy thing for the Hollywood Reporter.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a South Park thing. Let me look this up. I want to read this. There's a South Park situation here. The pending merger between Paramount and Warner Brothers deal limits on key property, intellectual property, and major expenditures. Paramount holds approval rights on high-value deals or long-term content commitments while they're waiting. So Skydance, Paramount, and South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone got stuck in negative negotiations because Skydance disagreed with Paramount over the financial value. So there's that 1.5 billion. Oh, this was about like airing the episodes on Paramount or HBO, or I guess HBO Max. So they're saying this is an example of why Warner Brothers won't greenlight anything, because you would end up with a show that doesn't know where it belongs because the contract wouldn't work after the merger happens. So what platform would they put it on? You know what I mean? Like, where are they going to go with it?
Who owns the Smurfs?
Paramount.
Do they?
Yeah.
That might explain why they made him blue.
Oh, that's a good point. But who owns Avatar? Disney,
Paramount.
Fox.
Oh no, that Avatar. Sorry.
Not that Avatar.
Sorry.
The blue ones. Oh, this is really interesting. Paramount and Nickelodeon Animation hold the current film rights, but Sony holds the TV rights to Smurfs.
Wait, so who owns who?
Paramount and Nickelodeon own the film rights for Smurfs, but Sony holds the TV rights for
So
Smurfs.
what you're
even though
saying is that we can blame David Ellison for that stupid Rihanna trailer playing the same song over and
Oh,
over
it was
again.
like, ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth?
It wasn't.
We
that
heard it
song,
how
was
many times on that fucking trailer? It
Like
was that
50
song.
times.
You sounded depressed singing that song just
That's
now.
the way it sounded in the trailer. It was the depressed
Wait,
version of
hold
it.
on. Did Smurfs make money?
No.
No,
I mean,
don't
I think it made at least $1.
Hold on. Marshmallow was in it apparently.
I saw that opening weekend.
You poor bastard.
What did
Oh,
you think of
saw
it?
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad.
So summer
made
2025 only had one great movie.
It made 124 million off 58 million budget.
Would
Ooh.
you believe me if I told you it's a multiverse movie?
What?
Why? What Smurfs show up? Multiverse Smurfs.
There's like a sequence in the third act where they're like doing the portal jump thing to like different dimensions and shit.
That sounds dumb as hell.
Wow.
Man,
all right.
Like if I thought summer 2025 was rough with some of those releases, I'm glad I didn't make it worse by going to see that movie.
Like,
So
didn't
we
it come
hit
out
the
around the
goal-
same time as Superman?
It did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it
did
was
you go-
like
was
you had
it a
Jurassic
back to
Park,
back?
you had Jurassic Park, then
close.
Superman, then Smurfs, then Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were like a couple weeks apart.
What
Which,
a
if you
summer.
look at the climate of money that people are spending on movies, Smurfs could have been a big movie because.
Well, how
it was
angry
like
does
a
it make you on a
family
scale
movie.
of 1 to 10, Eric, that $124 million was spent by people, consumers, watching Smurfs in theaters?
That's crazy. I don't even know what to say about that.
But how much did Supergirl make?
Like close to that. I think it's close to that actually.
Hold on. It made 125.9.
Yeah, so just a little bit more than Smurfs.
Remember we made that AI image of the Smurfs dunking on James Gunn?
Wait, no, who did that? Somebody did make that. I don't know who it was though. It wasn't me.
I think we
but
just did it
remember
through
seeing
Grok.
Oh, it was. It
Okay.
was you though. I think you
It
did
was
it.
you.
I think you
It
did
was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I probably still have it somewhere.
That's funny. So we hit the goal in one of the channels, which is the Reloaded channel. So that means we get one of these, and that is worst retcons in media has won. So we'll be doing our top 3 worst retcons in media, because we're going to be wrapping up in like 5 minutes ish. Before we do that, though, the reason why I wanted to do that first or end that first is because Lone Wolf did a super chat for thoughts on X-Men 97 season 2 as a whole and that ending. I'm not going to mention any spoilers in this, and I will give my opinion on the whole season, but I know some people might not want to stick around for that. Because the finale just aired yesterday, so I'll give people a chance to like watch it before I talk too much on it, even though I know it's been spoiled all over social media by now. I liked season 2 of X-Men 97. I think it was a really good season of TV, and I think there were some really strong episodes. But it seems to me, and I have to do a little digging, that it was very obvious that they were trying to piece together the Apocalypse story with other stuff. They probably should have just focused on Apocalypse. Just my thoughts. And I think that the finale felt a little rushed in parts. So that's my overall thoughts. Anybody want to chime in on that?
I agree. I think you can tell what was written by him and what was not written by him, because there is I think those final 2, while I don't hate those episodes, I think there's some really good stuff in there. There is a switch. There is a strong tone switch, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I agree. Like, I like this final episode, but dear God, it's like it's like someone put their foot on the pedal like in the last like 10 minutes. Mm. And so I think things needed to sit better. I think things needed to be paced out better. I think people are losing their minds over it, though. I've seen some of the worst takes over this. I saw someone today compare season 2 to season 7 of The Flash, and I'm like, we've lost the plot. We've lost our damn
serious? Are you fucking serious? Wow.
Like, I don't even think they're in the same realm of quality.
No.
Yeah. I think season 1 was better, but I still like season 2.
Easily.
Yeah, I still like season 2.
It's a flawed season, but I think it's a good season.
Talking about it being was it canceled? What?
No.
It's getting 2 more seasons.
Oh, Waller being canceled. Yeah, we did talk about it briefly.
Oh.
Yeah, we did talk about it. I was going to say, wait, hold on. No, we did talk about it. We talked about it earlier in the stream. I think it was like the second or third topic that we talked about. But yeah, we don't know if... Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
I was gonna say, Chris brought it up in the chat. Fucking IGN was smoking cocaine when it came to this season. Like, good God.
Wait, what did IGN? Hold on. What did?
Just some of the takes that they've had on episodes this season have been dog shit.
All right, hold on. So they gave the first episode an 8 out of 10. Then they gave 8 out of 10s to episodes 1 through 4. Episode 5 got a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And then the finale got a 6 out of 10.
Again, stupid.
So there we go. Let's see here. Lone Wolf says, I see people saying the writing went off when it wasn't. DeMeo did good stuff, but I think the issue wasn't that he didn't do the whole season. It's that the season was pieced together with stuff from other people and his writing, and you can tell that it was 2 different things, and it just didn't always work for me.
I think I think we might be dealing with a Supergirl season 3 situation where it wasn't that the back half was bad. It's just they were trying to rewrite something that wasn't theirs. And so I'm hoping next season it can be like, okay, this is our complete vision and not have to bounce around with what is and what's not ours.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So that's where we're going to wrap it up tonight. We are at the 2-hour-ish mark, so we're going to go around and let everybody give shout-outs. Darren, what's happening with you this week? Anything going on?
Yeah, I have a pipeline coming out tomorrow. Jake's in that. Another friend of ours is in that, and after credits on Monday as well, where we'll talk X-Men. Lanterns will be this week as well, and Superman finale as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, join us over there.
All right. What about you, Jake? What's happening this week?
Gonna be making a video talking about the ending of this X-Men season. Also gonna be branching out with some of my costume rankings, because normally it was just game character designs that we did, but gonna expand that a little bit. Start including designs in live action and animation too. Getting really close to that monetization marker, as I said before. I want to hopefully get there before the criteria changes. Then Lost Levels on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern. We have, I'm pretty sure it's a Lego Batman stream coming up this Sunday.
Okay. Paige, any surprises from you on your channel, or more of the same?
No.
Well, you might catch Pagey here once in a while when he drops in. So just your casual viewer says, I thought Disney removed his writing credits, but most likely they had writers do the rewrites while still keeping his name in the credits. I think it's a situation like Andrew Kreisberg with Supergirl, like what we were saying, is the ideas that come from whoever the showrunner is at the time, they still have to credit them for their ideas, so they stay in the credits for that reason.
Right.
But that doesn't mean they can't have people come in and change some of it. They just have to still give credit to Bo DeMeo.
Like, it would be illegal to not credit him.
Yeah.
That's why if you go back and you look at the remainder of that season, Andrew Kreisberg was still named, even though they obviously changed some of the story. Because I guess, from what I understand with Supergirl, Andrew Kreisberg probably had ideas for the next season, and they couldn't go in that direction because they would have to credit him for all of the next season. So
no, the issue with
Supergirl
is that he was still actively the showrunner.
Yeah.
He was still actively the showrunner, so like they were sort of screwed with him. Also,
is he even working at Hollywood anymore?
I reckon he's probably ghostwriting. Same with your mate Joss. I just found out. Are you sitting down, Eric? Good.
Yeah.
I found out that those Supergirl made twice as much as Smurfs 2025 in the domestic box office. Smurfs annihilated Supergirl in the international box office, almost doubling the intake. So Smurfs is bigger worldwide, but Supergirl is bigger within the United States of America.
Okay. Well, that's great. It says here...
Don't get too excited.
Okay, so are you ready for some Andrew Kreisberg updates?
Oh, I think I saw something about him.
Yeah, here we go. Andrew Kreisberg has not been working in Hollywood since he was fired in 2017 after multiple allegations of inappropriate touching in the workplace and sexual harassment allegations. He denied those, but then in 2023, he was arrested for forcibly touching a woman against her will.
Maybe that's what I saw.
So, I mean...
Wait, do we have any Joss Whedon updates?
We do not have any Joss Whedon updates. No, we don't have
sure?
any. I'm absolutely positive. So,
that sounds like a lie.
We're going to jump out of here. I'll be back on... I'm tomorrow on Debunks. We're going to watch Jester Bell short films tomorrow. So we'll be doing that on the Debunks channel. And then we'll be back on...
I can say, one of those videos where you're reacting to that Jester Bell woman came up when it was like on my autoplay or something. And she might be the dumbest person I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm not too sure if it's intentional or if that's just natural.
Well, she's friends with Jake because she was on the stream with him. And so...
Since when does that make us friends?
What, 5 minutes and then she dipped?
It was a council, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, wouldn't that make you friends with DJ Keemstar, Eric?
Yes, it would. That so everybody take notice. That is guilt by association. What I just did that is guilt by association. That's what that is.
So, so Eric, you aren't actually going around and vandalizing grocery stores?
No, not
was
currently.
That was Paige.
Maybe one day. Yeah.
Not
That was
current.
me.
Yeah.
I know. I was
You're-
just
You're
talking about-
you're guilting me by association is what
that's
you're doing right
that's
now.
the
so-
joke.
Yes, yes.
Eric
yeah, I get it.
Eric takes lewd photos in public spaces. That's Eric's issue.
Oh my god.